Yo, what's up guys? So just as a little thank you for reaching 2,000 subs plus, thank you very much. I thought we'd do something a little bit different, as I have been doing on this channel whenever we reach significant milestones. So I thought I'd go ahead and make a collection video for you guys again. Okay, so just to warn you, before you see what you're about to see, I just want to say that this is not how I plan to have my display, forever. In fact, I pretty much set up the Dragon Ball figures in an entirety last night, as I didn't have all of them in my shelf, but here we go. So, like I said, not the most epic display, but I got two cabinets here, but the one we're going to focus on more is this one here. Now, the cabinet I use is the Detolf, D-E-T-O-L-F from IKEA. It runs about 60 bucks. Very inexpensive cabinet for those getting into collecting and wanting a good cabinet for their figures. So let's crack this thing open. So like I said, it may look pretty bare bones right now, and that's because I don't have all my effects that I want yet. I don't have all the we don't have all the characters that we want out yet to create, massive display. But starting off, we got Shenron, of course. He takes up a lot of space. I mean, come on, look at that. Reference for you people thinking about getting the Detolf and having Shenron. So I originally had him turned this way so that most of him ran horizontally. And then when I decided, initially, I had all my Dragon Ball figures on this one shelf here. Then when I decided it doesn't look that great and I can't really vary the posing that much, I turned him this way, so he still takes up a lot of space. But beside him, I thought it'd be cool to have Whis and Beerus kind of descending from the heavens up there. And you got Beerus with a slice of pizza. What else? He loves that cheese. I'm trying to get in close there without knocking over Shenron. You can see the pepperoni on that pizza. That's from the Marvel Legends Spider-Man, the Pizza Spider-Man he's known as. And the lights I have up here are actually strip LED lights, also from IKEA. I think I got them for 30 bucks. They come in a set of 4 strips. They're actually multicolored and multifunctional, which I'll show you in a bit, but they're called Diode. So, moving on, we got Golden Frieza here. And man, I wish that they included another separate accessory for him, like a rock as well. But I took the one from Frieza, no problem. I think he just looks sick on that thing. Like, look at that, man. When you have light shining off of him, oh man, that paint is beautiful. So moving on down here, we got the two Super Saiyan Blues themselves. And obviously I switched their body just to give them a more representative appearance of how they look in Super for the most part. And like most of you guys, I can't wait till we get a 2.0 release for them, because their face sculpt, their head sculpts, and their body need a overhaul for sure. But for now, I just have them in their respective fighting poses underneath Golden Frieza, who's just like, man, I can't believe these guys are back at it again. On the other side of this cabinet, we have my boy Broly. And man, this is just an issue with the Detolf. It's not that wide, right? You get a lot of height, but not a lot of width. And so, man, I wish I had two Brolys, honestly, so I could pose them in the, more badass poses. But right now, I just have him smirking with an energy blast forming. And right now, I'm using twist ties to secure energy blasts to the figures. Next up, we got the rest of the 2.0 Saiyans. Vegeta, again, I'm thinking about buying some third-party effects. I don't know if Can of Beams has any cool Final Flash parts. I'll look into that, but I can't wait to have something to actually put there. And another thing, if you watch my Vegeta review, I'm kind of ticked about how he can never really truly get his hands close enough together for that Final Flash pose. There's always a gap. And if you you can get it, but you have to lower the arms down lower, so it doesn't really even look like a Final Flash at that point. So we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku here, definitely better than the 1.0 version. He's just chilling there next to Broly. And we got the rest of the Saiyans here. I really dig what I did here. Fun fact, my first ever Figuarts that I ever got was this guy right there. And I really like this Father-Son Kamehameha kind of dynamic I got set up here. It's just sick. And I used the effect part from Cell. And I also beheaded 16 and threw his head in there just for display measure. So here's a quick view from the side, just showing you. I know it's pretty dusty on the side of the cabinet, but just wanted to give you a different perspective on the characters. Looking pretty sick as always. We're gonna come back to this shelf in a second. I want to show you guys what I meant by the different functionality and lighting. There's actually a sick effect that goes on there. But on to the next shelf down here. So again, these aren't the poses I love. but they'll do for now until I'll probably move on to a wider cabinet for my Figuarts. I want to have them all on one shelf. This is a little bit more epic that way. But you can see I've got my 1.0 cell and the villains here. Kind of have a theme going on. Forgive that echo. You got all your Dragon Ball Z villains, and you got the Z fighters in the front here, with the exception of Vegeta just floating in the back. But other than that, you know, you got the other characters. You got 1.0 OG Scouter Vegeta, which I still think is better than the 2.0. And that's another thing. You'll notice that I don't have every single Figuarts in my collection. And that's because I'm more of a methodical kind of guy. Like, if I already have a definitive version of somebody, like Cell, I'm probably not going to go out and get the premium color edition because it's the exact same thing, just brighter. It's not even 100% accurate to the anime. And forgive me if this is kind of blurry here. I'm trying to get it to autofocus. That's a bit better. I really like this Frieza pose I have going on here. It really recreates that battle on Namek. So with the Z fighters here, I was debating, well, I did have Yamcha curl up into a ball on the floor, but I decided he should probably stand up for this video. And if you guys watched my top 5 worst Figuarts video, remember how I pointed out that Trunks has that issue with the sword? So for this video, I kid you not, I finally got the strap pegged into the lower peg on the sword hilt with a sword sheath as well. And then look what happened. Let me pull this guy out here real quick without knocking everybody else over. I'm not kidding, guys. Like, my figure was in perfect condition until that freaking peg broke off. So as a warning, if you're going to use Trunks, or if you have Trunks, don't bother pegging that peg into this second hole, because what happens is the figure just gets so tightly wound up back there. If you move this centimeters or millimeters in the wrong direction, it snaps off. So I can probably super glue it back on at some point, but it is what it is for now. Other than that, like I said, nothing too special. You got the Z fighters in the front here. I got Goku sitting on some cotton balls. I was debating on dyeing it yellow just to be the Nimbus, but couldn't find anything that wouldn't be weird. I'm like, I'm not gonna pour tea on it or something. That would turn like a weird tea stain color. I got Piccolo. I really wish I had the SDCC Piccolo. I could probably still find him online, but he's so sick. Unless we get an updated Piccolo, this is all I got for now. And like I said, a lot of people give this Super Saiyan God Vegeta a bad rap. While the blue hair is questionable, I like how the black hair from the 1.0 figure looks on it. It's very streamlined in its appearance and it looks sick. Alright, so I went ahead and drew the blinds just to make it a bit darker in here. It doesn't look as good as it does at nighttime, but I want to give you guys an idea of how cool these Diode Lights are. So they actually come with a wheel that you can turn that makes the lights go different colors. So just as a preview here, right? And one of the sickest things is it's like a black light almost. Certain colors kind of emphasize or, you know, accentuate certain characters. Like, not so much on the blue Saiyans there, but like over here, oh man, it looks so sick. And like I said, at nighttime, this Kamehameha effect part, it actually has like a glow to it, like a neon glow. The other characters, not so much with this color, but rather than me just go flip through the colors manually, the Diode Lights also come with 2 separate buttons to make it go like a gradient kind of thing. Or you could just straight up have all the colors flash. Alrighty, so I don't know if anyone's interested in what I have on the other shelves, but just go through them really quickly. I got some Star Wars people going on here. I really like the characters with the lightsabers. I'm a big fan of the Old Republic. Got some Transformers down there. And I also have a second cabinet. So up here, I had a whole bunch of Pokemon Figuarts figures, believe it or not. If you didn't know that, Pokemon have Figuarts versions of themselves. There's only 5 or 6. I wish they would release more. Machamp is my favorite Pokemon, obviously, but I don't have him. If you're wondering where they are, they're back in my cup. I also have my X-Men shelf here, missing quite a few members of the X team themselves and some villains, but I'm working on that. Kind of took a break from Marvel Legends for a little bit. Then perhaps, if not my other favorite shelf other than the Dragon Ball Figuarts, is my Spider-Man shelf. I love it. I'm still missing a couple villains, but yeah. And then in shambles down here, we have a whole bunch of different Marvel characters. Initially, I had a villain shelf. There's some Batman people down there as well.
and a hero shelf, but I'm probably gonna blend them both together. And that's why I want to get some longer cabinet shelves so I can have some action poses going on. Alright guys, so that was my little collection update. I know it wasn't as glamorous as I liked some of the poses to be, but just wanted to give you guys, a look into my personal collection here. I can't wait for Goku Black, Majin Vegeta, and Majin Buu to come out this year. I think those are going to be sick. And I can't wait to see what this year's SDCC release will be as well. As I always say, thanks for watching guys. May the best of your todays be the worst of tomorrows. Peace.